Finding you in the city. Clara had moved to Chicago for a new job at a small marketing firm. Leaving her hometown wasn't easy. She missed the familiarity, her friends, and even the tiny coffee shop on Main Street where everyone knew her name. The city was exciting, but it was also lonely. Every evening she walked the streets, trying to memorize its rhythms, the way the streetlights glimmered on wet asphalt, the way the L trains rumbled overhead. One chilly October morning, she ducked into a little cafe near her office to escape the rain. She ordered her usual cappuccino and sat at a table by the window, flipping through her notebook. That's when she noticed him, Ethan sitting across the room sketching something in a notebook of his own. He had a calm, focused presence that contrasted with the city's chaos. Something about the way he concentrated made her curious. Their first conversation was accidental. Clara had dropped her pen, and it rolled near his feet. Ethan picked it up and handed it back, smiling. "You're lucky I'm good at catching things," he joked. Clara laughed, and for the first time since moving, she felt a spark of connection. Over the next few weeks, their paths crossed almost daily. Small conversations turned into shared coffee breaks. They discovered they liked similar music, both hated the early morning subway rush, and had a secret obsession with true crime podcasts. Slowly, they began to share pieces of their lives. Clara's struggles adjusting to a new city, Ethan's recent move back from studying abroad, the fears and hopes they rarely told anyone else. But life wasn't simple. Ethan was often busy with freelance projects, and Clara worked long hours at her firm. There were days they'd miss each other entirely, leaving messages like, "Saw you this morning, maybe tomorrow?" Their connection was growing, but it wasn't guaranteed. The city's pace made it easy for moments to pass without notice. One Friday evening, after weeks of missed chances, Ethan finally invited Clara to dinner at a small Italian bistro he loved. The restaurant was quiet, candles flickering, the hum of conversation in the background. They talked for hours, discovering things about each other that went beyond work, hobbies and routines, the fears, the regrets, the dreams they had never shared with anyone else. By the end of the night, Clara realized this wasn't just friendship, it was something deeper. But just as things seemed to settle, a misunderstanding tested them. Clara had misread a text from Ethan, thinking he was ignoring her, and she pulled back. Ethan noticed immediately and felt hurt, unsure if he had done something wrong. For a week, they danced around the tension, hesitant to address it. Eventually, one rainy afternoon, Clara saw Ethan at the cafe. Without thinking, she walked over, and they sat in silence for a moment. Then Ethan spoke. "I don't want to let a misunderstanding come between us. I like you, Clara. I've liked you since the first day we met." Clara smiled, relief washing over her. "I like you too," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. From that moment, they committed to figuring out life together, understanding that love wasn't perfect. It was patient, persistent, and sometimes complicated. Over the years, they built a life together filled with small rituals that reminded them of their beginnings. Sunday morning coffee dates, walks in the park during autumn, late-night conversations about everything and nothing. Even as they faced career changes, family challenges and personal struggles, they always returned to the small gestures that had first drawn them together. By the time they moved into their first apartment together, they had learned that love often grows quietly. It isn't always cinematic or dramatic. It's built in the small, ordinary moments, shared laughter, mutual support, and the understanding that even when life is hectic, you have someone who sees you, truly sees you, and stays. And sometimes, in the middle of a big city, amidst crowded streets and endless noise, that kind of love feels like the most extraordinary thing of all.